Hello and welcome to Saki Tech. In today's video, I'll be doing a full spec comparison between the newly released HTC One Max and just recently released Samsung Galaxy Note 3. As you know, both of these devices are considered phablets due to their larger than usual size, and they definitely double up as a phone and a tablet when necessary. I personally love this larger form factor. So anyway, let's dive into some details. So the first thing I want to talk about is the processor and the memory. Note 3 comes with a quad-core Snapdragon 800 processor clocked at 2.3 GHz and 3 GB of DDR3 RAM, whereas the HTC Max comes with a quad-core Snapdragon 600 processor clocked at 1.7 GHz with 2 GB of DDR3 RAM, which is the same as the HTC One. This is kind of a disappointment because the Max lags behind the Note in total processing power. Next, I want to talk about the storage. The HTC comes in two models. You can either get the 16 GB internal storage model or the 32 GB internal storage model. Note 3 comes in either 32 GB or 64 GB. Now, both HTC One Max and Note 3 come with a micro SD slot which allows you to add extra storage as needed, and you can add up to 64 GB of additional storage to be exact. This is perfect for those large screen devices as you can stock up on a lot of consumable media on the go, including music and movies. Now, just a quick touch on the price. You can get an HTC One with a 2-year contract with one of the carriers like AT&T or Verizon for $300 for the 16 GB model. With the Samsung Galaxy Note 3, you can pay $300 with a 2-year contract, but then you get the 32 GB model, which gives you a little bit more space for the same amount of money. Next, let's talk about the build quality. HTC One Max follows within the footsteps of HTC One and comes with a nice aluminum finish which professes premium quality. Obviously, the plastic construction on the Note 3 won't match the aluminum unibody quality. However, the Note 3 feels quite nice to hold thanks to the newly renovated back cover. It used to be a shiny and flimsy plastic construction, but it has been replaced by a fox leather finish. So just by having that leathery texture, you get a sense of premium feel. It's also less slippery, hence easier to hold. So let's take a look at the dimensions and the weight. Now, both of these phones are big phones, but the HTC One is slightly larger and also heavier due to its aluminum construction. So let's take a look at the measurements. The Note 3 measures 151.2 millimeters in height, 79.2 millimeters in length, and it's 8.3 millimeters thick. And also it weighs 168 grams. The Max measures 164.5 millimeters in height, 82.5 millimeters wide, and it is 10.29 millimeters thick. It weighs a whopping 217 grams. So as you can see, Max is bigger from every angle and is heavier than the Note 3. So let's move on to the screen size and resolution. Both of these guys sport a 1080p display, so you do get full high definition on both. Note 3 has a slightly smaller Super AMOLED display at 5.7 inches, which calculates to higher pixels per inch at 388 ppi, whereas the One Max has a 5.9-inch Super LCD display with 373 ppi. Both screens are gorgeous, and even though due to the higher ppi, Note 3 should have the crisper display, the pixels per inch are simply too high on both to make a difference to the naked eye. Both the devices have a Gorilla Glass construction for the screen, which is hard to crack and hard to scratch. Now let's talk about the software. The HTC One Max runs on Android 4.3 with the latest Sense UI 5.5 out of the box. Note 3 also runs on Android 4.3 but with their own TouchWiz overlay. Sense UI and TouchWiz overlay are both excellent additions. Sense UI offers Blink Feed, which is an all-inclusive news and social media delivery system right in your face. With the Sense UI 5.5, you can actually turn blink feed off if you don't need it. So that is a welcome update. Samsung Galaxy Note 3 offers a lot of functionality with TouchWiz, such as fancy air gestures, multi-window with multitasking, and such. However, what really differentiates the Note 3 is the S Pen specific features such as the Air command and the realistic note-taking capabilities, which you don't get on the Max. If it wasn't for the S Pen, I wouldn't care much about the differences between the Sense UI or the TouchWiz, but S Pen tips the scale in favor of Note 3 in the software department. So let's take a look at the cameras. HTC One Max comes with a 4 ultra-pixel rear-facing camera and a 2.1 megapixels front-facing camera. The Galaxy Note 3 comes with a 13 megapixels rear-facing camera and a 2 megapixels front-facing camera. Both of these devices are capable of recording video in 1080p using the rear or the front cameras, which is pretty awesome. Finally, let's take a look at the battery size and the life. HTC One comes with a 3300 mAh battery, and the Samsung Galaxy Note 3 comes with a 3200 mAh battery. Now, I was able to test the Samsung, and it runs on a full day with no problems. So if just by looking at the numbers, we can derive that the HTC One Max will be just fine for a full day of use. Alright, so that brings us to the end of this video. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel for more videos to come. Give me a thumbs up if you liked this video. And also you can go ahead and connect with me socially on Google+, Facebook, and Twitter, for which all the links are in the description below. Thank you again, and I'll see you the next time. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, just throw them down in the comments section below.